Hi, wonderful people. I have this interesting news on my table for you. In Africa and the world all over, people really understand that Nigeria is in a rat race. Hear this. More than 5 media houses or media organizations in the United States rejected an attempt to clean the image of Muhammad Buhari administration and his party. It was sponsored by Abubakar Malami, an attorney general. But before I move ahead to give you the news and details, please subscribe to this my channel and share to all your contacts as I keep praying for your success in all your endeavors. They always said in local content in Nigeria or in any discussion, it's used to say that water don't pass Gary. You will really understand before your face is quite irredeemable. In this very situation, the same applies in this very information or news. And again, when the center could not be able to hold, you will really understand that things around you must have fallen apart. In most of these media houses in America, they rejected an attempt to plant opinion articles that sought to launder the image of President Muhammad Buhari, according to U.S. government documents witnessed by People's Gazette. This Attorney General Abubakar Malami sponsored and made this attempt. It was botched opinion aimed at dispelling harsh criticism of Mr. Buhari and his human rights record, which has been alleged of persecuting Christians, sponsoring terrorism, abetting all kinds of banditry and murder in present-day Nigeria. Mr. Malami wrote the opinion in 2018 through Mount Olives LLC, a US-based public relations firm. As I'm telling you, the New York Times, the Washington Post, Foreign Policy, The Hill, and the Washington Times rejected the opinion. Documents uploaded by the U.S. Department of Justice in line with the Foreign Agents Registration Act said about $8,000 was paid to each of these media houses, but it was unclear to me whether or not Mr. Malami got back his money. But in every indication, the money was unrefundable because agreement remains agreement. Most of these films, after the article, failed to scale through. In a serious note, we always understand that what goes around comes around. In this very rat race, the handwriting is so bold everywhere around the globe because there is no way you can hide this thing with any blanket anymore. Mr. Malami's attempt to whitewash President Buhari's image came amidst series of allegations of gross violation of human rights leveled against the president. Here, what do you talk about? Are you talking about the school closed at ungodly hours because of kidnapping, rape, and murder? Are you talking about the herdsmen killing villages, pillaging villages, and killing people at the middle of their sleep. Are you talking about arresting opponents, or the way the regime is practicing dictatorial tendencies? Mr. Buhari has continued to show zero tolerance for freedom of speech and expression. He went ahead intimidating and affecting the arrest of oppositions, activists that have been very critical of his administration, constantly kicking against demonstrations and protests against insecurity and bad governance. In several occasions, it is so bold and so wide. For example, the NSAS protest, that most of the protesters still remain in detention till this very moment. Most are killed in cold blood. Organs of most of these ones killed are harvested and exported to China, which is making news headlines everywhere around the globe. Which one will you talk beside the other? Mr. Buhari has also not spared media organizations, regularly imposing fines and sanctions on broadcast stations. As a result of journalists under the Buhari's 6-year rule have continued to cooperate with fear in an atmosphere increasingly dangerous and toxic for media practitioners. In January, access to the website of the online newspaper People's Gazette was outrightly and illegally restricted in what looked like a coordinated attack from the Nigerian government, orchestrated by mobile telecommunication companies including MTN, Glo, and 9Mobile. The attack came after the Gazette's October 2020 story that cast a spotlight on Bolaji Gambari's profile and information as the new head of budding cabal of administration associates inside the presidential villa. The newspaper also detailed the exit of Farouk Gumel, another Asarok policy advisor and an influential part of the cabal that held sway under Abakari. Mr. Malami did not immediately return a request seeking comments about why his article was declined by US media. The Gazette saw the documents amidst raging criticism of the Buhari regime across the world in the wake of a Twitter ban in Nigeria. Mr. Buhari ordered Twitter ban in the country on June 4th, barely a day after his tweet that appeared to threaten genocide against Igbos of Nigeria was deleted by the social media giant. Information Minister, a born liar, Akalaya Mohammed, said the indefinite suspension of the microblog was on the ground that the platform was used to spread false information and activities that are capable of undermining Nigerians' corporate existence. But the question some people are asking, when the leaders of the country and politicians went alert in sponsoring banditry, divisions, marginalization, killing, death, how do they expect the citizens to keep quiet? A fight for self-defense is a right in any living thing on earth must do. When the administration is not doing it right, the citizens deserve the right to defend themselves, then why should all these things be undermining Nigerians' corporate existence? Pressing further, Mr. Buhari's administration asks representatives to empower the National Broadcasting Corporation, NBC, to regulate the activities of internet broadcasting. Internet broadcasting entities and other online media in Nigeria. That is to say, more bans are yet to come, and his intentions are vividly clear because he's practicing dictatorship. It's no more a democratic government. Let this be clear to you. Mr. Laya Mohammed, in his submission at a public hearing on a bill to amend the National Broadcasting Commission Act, asked the lawmakers to include the regulation of all online and internet broadcasting entities in Section 2C of the bill, as per a Premium Times report. I hope you are getting the details that this administration is out to destroy. If the House considers the recommendation of the Information Minister, online broadcasting entities including Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and other platforms, it will have to get approval from NBC to operate in the country. These rulers will never cease to amaze us. Over the years, Nigerian politicians have been in the habit of approaching Western newspapers to publish opinions to launder their images, to dispel criticism. That is why I said charity begins at home. When you are getting it wrong, when you are doing things like someone from a demonic kingdom and believe that everybody will go along with you, you are making a mistake. Do the right things, and the right things will happen in the society, and your administration will be praised. Why doing the evil thing and expecting people to say good of you? My people. Former President Goodluck Jonathan in 2014 hired Levitt, a Washington-based public relations and lobby firm, to help rev up his plummeting public approval rating after the abduction of over 250 schoolgirls by the Boko Haram insurgents. In the same tone, Mr. Buhari's APC in 2014 paid for the services of AKPD message and media to improve his chances at the general election held in 2015. In 2019, the party engaged AKPD message and media alongside a South African PR agency just to make sure his image becomes outstanding. But at the end of the day, it is just like washing a black pot with white cloth. Also, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar in 2019 had contracted the services of top US lobbyist Brian Ballard to launder his image for the 2019 presidential election, which eluded him. If you are alive, if you are active, if you have your senses intact with you, you can understand that this rat race is about to topple over against every situation in Nigeria. You must stand up to be counted. Make sure you move ahead with your protest, and to make sure this administration gives way for good things to happen in our midst, in our life, in our society, for a better future. I thank you for listening. Have a pleasant day. See you on top.